All right, good evening. My name is James Blackpack, and today I'm going to be talking to you about tobacco abuse in the United States and India. So, a little overview about the presentation. I'm going to go over the background information about India and the US, the health implications, the impact it has, and then I'm going to compare and contrast between India and the United States, my conclusion, and then my references. So, a bit of background information. Tobacco use has been documented for over 8,000 years. Tobacco is a plant that contains nicotine, which is very addictive. This plant is used as a drug and has many different uses, which include cigarettes, cigars, chew, e-cigarettes, and snuff. And here's a quote from the World Health Organization. Tobacco abuse kills nearly 6 million people worldwide each year. So now I'm going to talk about the tobacco abuse in India. Tobacco was introduced in India around the 17th century. It was originally used for medical treatment in its early uses. A wide range of tobacco products are produced either through large-scale manufacturing or local small-scale industries in India. Here's a little quote that I had from one of the references that I had. Only 13% of Indians consume tobacco through cigarettes, whereas the main consumption of tobacco is in a form of BDs. A BDs is a cigarette or a very thin cigarette or mini cigar. It is typically in the form of finely ground sun-dried tobacco flakes and is wrapped in a tendu leaf, which is native to India. BDs yield higher levels of nicotine, which makes it even more addictive, and the carbon monoxide in the tar has more carbon monoxide and tar than a normal cigarette, which leads to higher risk of cancers, heart disease, and lung disease. Tobacco has its highest prevalence in South Bihar, which is a region in India, which is actually about 94.7% of the people that live there smoke tobacco or use tobacco. Almost 12% of smokers in the world are Indian. So now some facts about tobacco abuse in the United States. Tobacco use was introduced to the U.S. as early as the first settlers. It has been prevalent in our culture for centuries. In the 20th century, smoking was glamorized in the U.S. with the use of movies and TV shows and also through commercials on TV. And it always was glamorized through somebody that was, the hard, minded character, or the hero or the main character or protagonist of the story. Tobacco kill, or here's another quote from tobaccofreekids.com. Tobacco kills more than 480,000 people annually in the U.S., more than AIDS, alcohol, car accidents, illegal drugs, murders, and suicides combined. And I thought that was pretty interesting because of how crazy alcohol or tobacco could be. Some applications about tobacco abuse is cancer, the main one being cancer. Here's another quote from the National Cancer Institute about the cancers that are caused through tobacco use. They include lung, larynx, mouth, esophagus, throat, bladder, kidney, liver, stomach, pancreas, colon, and rectum and cervix, as well as some forms of leukemia. So you can get an idea of how bad tobacco really is for you and the causes that it can have. It also can cause COPD, which is also chronic, or is actually known as chronic obstruction pulmonary disease. This actually includes smoking during your teenage years, and you can actually die from this just because you were smoking at a young age, and you can have a higher chance of getting this. For heart disease, the studies show a direct link between cigarettes, smoking, and coronary heart disease. And for pregnancy, smoking during pregnancy increases the risk of pregnancy complications. Now on to the impact. Here's another quote from the World Health Organization. Tobacco kills more than 8 million people each year. More than 7 million of those deaths are a result of direct tobacco use, while around 1.2 million are the result of non-smokers being exposed to secondhand smoke. Around 80% of the world's 1.1 billion smokers live in low and middle income countries. Here's the impact continued. Secondhand smoke causes serious cardiovascular and respiratory diseases. This includes coronary heart disease and lung cancer in infants. In infants, it raises the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. In pregnant women, it causes pregnancy complications and low birth weight. Almost half of children regularly breathe air polluted by tobacco smoke in public places. Secondhand smoke causes more than 1.2 million premature deaths per year. So now I'm going to do some compare and contrast between India and the US. So what I found out was tobacco abuse kills nearly 1 million people yearly in India and about 500,000 in the United States. This is because India is such a very big country, and the United States is not as big, and we don't have the same population as they do. But statistically, the numbers kind of go out to be the same, percentages wise. Smoking in public places was banned in India in 2008 as a country as a whole, but in the U.S., since states usually go by laws by their state, there are still 22 states that still allow public smoking. In both the US and India, it is mandated that tobacco products are labeled with a health warning. So wherever you go, usually cigarette packs, from cigarette packs to chewing tobacco packs and everything like that, they have a label that says that they can cause cancer and all these different types of diseases. So that is shared around the globe. The age to buy tobacco products in the US actually just turned to 21, whereas India's age is still at the age of 18. So the conclusion, after a lot of research about tobacco abuse, and also from some personal experiences where I had some family members that actually got some cancer from smoking tobacco, my conclusion is just to not smoke. Don't do anything that has to do with any tobacco use. And the long-term effects are just not worth it. And just, yeah, don't smoke, stay away from tobacco products, and live a healthy life, live a healthy lifestyle. Here are my references, and thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.